This is a Zombie Gang exclusive.
They never thought that we would. We'll take it to the top of the food chain, man. Always thought we was dumb, but that's how we played our part. Now guess who's in charge now, man? They never thought that we would. We'll take it to the top of the food chain, man. Always thought we was dumb, but that's how we played our part. Now guess who's in charge now, man? They never thought that we would. We'll take it to the top of the food chain, man. Always thought we was dumb, but that's how we played our part. Now guess who's in charge now, man? All right, shall we begin? So, welcome back to the podcast, Just Cool Conversations with Jimbrosi Kanobi, aka Knowledge and Understanding Must Be All, KAUMBA. So, let's begin by saying what the fool does in the end is what the wise man does in the beginning. I'll explain. The camel, you have to store up everything that you need in this life because it's going to be a drought in your life. It's going to be ups and downs. So you have to store up everything, enough water, enough love, enough humility, enough grace, because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in your life. Then on top of that, we go back to, let's go here, because I wrote everything down. So I don't premeditate stuff. Sometimes I just, go ahead and do all that stuff. The simple things in life are sometimes the hardest things in life to see or to do, because every day that you wake up with two wolves. Which one are you going to feed? Because sometimes we know what we're supposed to do, but we don't do the things that we're supposed to do. Have you ever done something and then down the line you're like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that? So yes, so there are two wolves you have to feed. So we know what we're supposed to do, but we do not do that. So let's go. I'm gonna give you Bible real quick. So Bible says, what does the Bible say? Ephesians 6:12. For we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor so you will not be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you will be standing firm. So, okay. And then, I don't premeditate stuff. So, maybe sometimes people do, but for moi, I keep it simple, stupid. So, yeah. So, let's go to that too as well. You're the bus driver of your life. So, as a bus driver, there's some people in your life that, are going to get on the bus. Some people are going to, get off 2 stops. Some people are going to ride along to the last stop. Some people are going to get off, So, but you are the captain of your ship, master of your own soul. And then you have to understand too that what you are seeking is also seeking you. So as long as you're seeking that, it's also seeking you. And like a Quentin Tarantino movie, I know I'm going back and forth to the beginning. So as we go through that, let's go back to the original question that I did ask in the first episode. If you missed it, we're gonna post it. These are just like previews. So the question was, what is the hardest life lesson that has taken you the longest to learn? And then some people have told me acceptance, letting go, understanding people, loving themselves, sobriety, transparency, vulnerability, accountability. And side note, yeah, I can wear the same shirt 25 times in a row, and it wouldn't matter to you 25 times in a row. So that's just that on that. So, weight loss. Let's talk about that. Hmm. What did I do? I just stopped doing what I knew I needed to stop doing. And what was that? Alcohol. I've been an alcoholic all my life, maybe like 17, 18 years. So I just had to stop that to lose weight because I wanted better for myself. So I could be better for me, better for my family, better for the community, better for the society, better for the country. As we say that, rest in peace to Matthew Perry. That's also something that I need to address because sometimes we know what we need to do, but we do not do it because we have two wolves every day that we wake up, you know. So which one are you going to feed? That's why sometimes you know what you need to do, but you do not do what you need to do. And that's why I say this podcast is for people who are 27 and up because it's an older conversation. Because sometimes we do know what we need to do, but we just don't do it. Because it's easy to do what's easy than what's hard. Doing good is easy than doing bad. Trust me, I've lived in New York for like almost 20 years. So it's like there's that New York energy. You can step on somebody's shoes and it's like, oh, you step, I'm like, damn, I just, made a mistake and stuff like that. So it's like we go through all those motions, and sometimes we have to understand that there is understanding in understanding, because the more you understand other people is the more you understand yourself. But we do not take time to just understand ourselves. That's why I make art amazing, real therapy. Let me repeat that. Art, amazing, real therapy. So that's where it's at. So with the podcast, that's what I'm trying to shed light on, as in we all have problems, we all have traumas, we all have all these things. And then I just hate the fact that they throw these trauma things out there like it's just become something that's easy and this and that. But it's like people are out here really going through these real problems. Like we really need to do work on ourselves before we work on other people. Before we point the finger at other people, we need to point the finger at ourselves. Like, when I'm doing this, there's all these pointing at ourselves. It's like, before I judge you, what's judging me? Because if I spot it, that means I got it. So these are the things that I'm trying to address with my podcast, as far as what do we need to work on, because we really do need to work on these things. Okay. Like a Quentin Tarantino movie, I just went all over the place because I'm known to do these kind of things of going all over the place. If you know me, and those that know me, they'll tell you that Kanobi is just, sometimes he just be doing all these other kind of things. So sobriety for me, rest in peace Matthew Perry once again, sobriety for me is being one of those things that it's taken me a long time to learn, because for me and my culture, it's just been that it was accepted. It's just one of those things I grew up like, this is how it's supposed to be. So part of learning sometimes is unlearning, unconditioning yourself, And then most of the times, the more you know, the more you don't know. Then you have to know more. Then again, once you know more, then you don't know more. So you always have to know that it's a spiritual warfare. And then that spiritual warfare sometimes is with yourself. So all the time you have to know that even if you look at somebody and you look down on them, there's something in you that you're not recognizing. So once we start recognizing those things, then we could better ourselves, so we could better other people, better the environment, and all these other things. And am I missing anything else? Let's go back to the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and then He gave us power to rule over all things, which means rule over all things, meaning we have the power within ourselves to rule over all things, even our stress, whatever we're going through. So my whole point with this is like mental health or mental conversations that have not been addressed for a long time, and this is what I'm just trying to bring to the forefront, that we need to address these things for a better society. And that's why my brand is always called Natotala Bags, because Natotala means thank you in my mother's language, and bags is just an acronym for be a good soul, be a good shepherd, build a good society, be a gracious spirit, be a generous Samaritan to all individuals. Because guess what? We are all going to the same place. After all this is said and done, we are going to the same place. Don't matter with all these things, we're going to leave the material things behind, but we are going to that same place. But let's just make this stay on here on earth for everybody to be a good stay, not all this hate and all that other stuff. But then again, I stand to be corrected. If I'm wrong, drop them in the comments, tell me if I'm wrong and all this other kind of stuff. But I'm just here to spread the good news that you are loved because you're still here. If you're watching this video, that means you're still here because you are loved and you're here for a purpose. Because COVID hit, millionaires died, billionaires died, children who had nothing to do with anything died, and then you were here. So ask yourself this question: why am I here? That means there's a part of you that you haven't tapped into, that you need to tap into. And once you tap into that, you're gonna thank yourself later. Not thank me, thank yourself and the Almighty later. And that's that on that. And this is episode 2. I hope I did this justice. If I didn't do this justice, just let me know, because a man who's not accountable, or a man who's not trying to be corrected, then what kind of man is that? I hope I did this justice. So once again, this is Jim Brosi Kanobi, Just Cool Conversations with Jim Brosi Kanobi, aka KAUMBA, aka knowing and understanding must be all, because the fear of the Lord is truly the beginning of wisdom. Thank you so much. Love yourselves because He loved us so we can love. Thank you.